All right, hello everybody. Welcome back. This is Azazel the Basement Dweller, and at long last, we are finally back with Skullgirls patch notes. And I know it seems like it's been forever since I've talked about this game because I believe the last video I made about Skullgirls was before ECT, like East Coast Throwdown, at the end of October, when Marie just came out. And the issue is the way they released Marie, she was almost finished. Like there wasn't really that much for me to talk about with Marie, because her kit was just her kit. Like that's the way her kit was and always is gonna be, minus small balance changes. And that's a big thing. It's like obviously Marie has changed a lot since the last time, but it's all been very small, like bug fixes or changing combo states or block stun or fixing bugged animations. There hasn't really been like a huge update where they've like reworked something in her kit. Mainly just a lot of like buffs and stuff. But the most recent update has some very interesting stuff in it, so we'll cover the most recent update specifically. So let's hop into a training room and let's pick the characters. We'll do 3 because obviously we'll do Marie. We'll do Annie and we'll do Valentine. And then, you know. As we do. So, the first change that I wanted to showcase, which I believe it has to be on certain characters, They've reworked the perfect block guard cancel. So usually, you know, if somebody does like an aerial move that has multiple hits and you push block, they won't actually get like push blocked. You know, they'll still be in your face, but you get like a frame of invincibility. They've added a visual indicator for that. You'll now see like a green force field effect around your character. Actually, we can let me, because this is actually very useful. If I switch the window to Steam, yes, right here, you can see what this animation looks like, just because I can't showcase this properly, mainly because I suck at training mode, but there's like a green force field effect that pops up whenever you use, you know, perfect block guard cancel, which is very cool. Let me switch back to see. We're getting enhanced tech for these update videos. I'm actually just going to show you guys patch notes, and I can't show you something instead of just half-assedly trying to show it. So that's cool. You know, nice visual indicator, lets you know when you're actually invincible. Marie got some bug fixes. Her command grab starts at a lower combo state now, because it would start your combos at IPS state 3 or IPS 3. Now it starts them at IPS 2. So, a bit less lenient on juggles. Her air throw now starts at IPS 2 instead of IPS 1, so you get less conversions off of that. Merry-go-round, which is... I've not played Marie in forever. Is it... I know it's a kick input, I just don't remember what the kick is. It's punch, I'm a liar. Yeah, this. So... Heavy merry-go-round, which is shoulder, no longer reduces damage and removes stagger when used more than once in a combo. So it still always staggers. As you see, it still has the big-ass hit effect instead of just ending your combo point blank. So now, when you hit this move, like say you stagger like an airborne opponent with it, you'll still get the stagger on landing if you go for it again. Like, it'll still re-stagger if you hit them in the air and then they land, instead of just ending instantly. Reduce the active frames of this super, so it just ends much faster, but it also has less active frames. And tweaked the hurt box. Oh, tweaked her hurt box when being hit by double Cilia slide to make routes more consistent because she is a short character. So, that's pretty neat. That's all the changes Marie got. this update. Again, she's gotten a lot of balance changes throughout the updates, but a lot of them were very small, like stuff like that, where it's like a lot of that I couldn't really show. Valentine got a very interesting change this patch. This is a strictly quality of life change, but this is a change that people have been asking for a bit more accessibility to be added to the game. Valentine is now colorblind friendly. You can tell what vial she's loaded, regardless of the color of the vial now, because they all have different sigils. So now, Poison Vial is a skull, Slowdown Vial is a biohazard, and Input Delay Vial is radioactive. So now, even if you can't register what color the vials are, she now has visual indicators, so it's much, 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 much easier for people who are colorblind to actually figure out what's going on with Valentine, which I love this change. I think this is very nice. And, you know, I personally have some friends who play Skullgirls and are colorblind, so I've heard a lot of good shit from this patch, like this single patch note, and I agree. I think that's super cool. Annie, excuse me. Annie got a lot of changes this update, and as somebody who plays a lot of Annie, excuse me again, as somebody who plays a lot of Annie, they have never found a perfect balance for this character. Every update, they're changing something about Annie. So, this update, Crescent Cut, which is DP. I'm trying to figure out what they mean by this. Oh, is it when she's in Star Power? I'm bugging. That's not Crescent Cut. This is Crescent Cut. So, Crescent Cut, if Annie... Yeah, so now, if you hit Annie during the end of her fireball, it'll no longer come out even if the animation is finished. If she's still in the recovery of the fireball animation, if you hit her, the fireball will despawn, which makes a lot more sense. Light Crescent Cut is now -1 on block. Oh my god. There we go. It's been a while. Or at least... Yeah, -1 on block point blank. And then medium Crescent Cut is +2 on block, down from +4. And they made Crescent Cut much slower. Heavy Crescent Cut is 6 frames slower now, which you can feel. And in the patch notes, they state, we're lowering the effectiveness of throwing out a Crescent Cut while near the opponent in a variety of situations, and lowering the odds of Annie receiving an extremely favorable trade. For Heavy Crescent, we're electing to only adjust the startup to keep it as effective as a neutral and approach tool, to focus more on her chasing behind it. So they want you to use this less as a meaty after knockdown, and more of a, you know... They want you to use it less as a, like, meaty tool, and more as, like, the way they intended it, which is to chase it. Which I can understand. Because Crescent Cut, for some reason, is an amazing combo tool. Which now... Because I know they changed the frame data on block. I don't know if they changed the frame data in general. Doesn't look like on hit the frame data has changed for these very much. Next up, Star Power has been reworked. Star Power, which was her 2-bar install super, is now a 3-bar super. Maybe they haven't updated in the move list, but yeah, if you look at my meter, I'm at 2 bars a meter. It costs 2 bars a meter, and now there is a timer on this meter instead. When Annie... So, let me take the meter off of... Let me take the meter off of Infinite. There we go. Okay, so where do they have the timer? Okay, so I don't know exactly how long the timer takes. It doesn't say in the patch notes. So let's see. Star Power now costs 3 bars of meter to activate, which we just saw. And it now works off of a timer instead of draining Annie's meter. Meter gain is reduced by 32% during Star Power. When Annie performs a star-boosted move, so anything that's buffed, it drains a large chunk of remaining Star Power time. Annie's rainbow silhouette will shrink and pulse faster as the time runs out. Similar to Painwheel Star Power, will not run out of time if Annie is performing a combo. Okay. While in Star Power, and only once, Annie can perform a new move, Star Cancel, to cancel an attack at any point and quickly enter an idle state. This can be triggered by pressing 3 punches, 3 kicks. So, 3 punches, 3 kicks, or punch plus any other button. Okay. So... Ah! Okay. So they just gave her like a Roman cancel. That's super cool. So she has a one-time use Roman cancel. Let's see. Star Power activation no longer ends Super Freeze early when using the DHC, making it a much safer DHC. Annie can now use all of her previously disabled... Oh, Annie can now use supers during Star Power. That's super... Okay, so yeah, you get to do full-ass normal combos during Star Power now. Excuse me. Star Power deactivation, Gravity Collapse, knocks up higher than it did before. No longer costs any meter to use when Annie is the point character. Using it as a DHC costs 1 bar. So it's... Okay, so it costs 3 meters total because the deactivation is free. Oh yeah, that knocks way higher. Holy shit. Annie's normals no longer produce stars by default. I did notice that. Excuse me again. All heavy attacks except for Crouch Heavy Kick can be charged to summon stars by holding Heavy Punch or Heavy Kick. Charging adds extra startup. Adjusted visual effects. Crouch Heavy Kick will always cause a red bounce instead of a blue bounce if Annie is in Star Power. And the following moves have new properties. Crescent Cut now hits 3... Is this in... Yeah, okay, this is in Star Power. So, Crescent Cut hits 3 times. Okay. Okay, so yeah, her colors just start shifting more rapidly. Okay, I see how this works. Okay, that's pretty cool. I like that. Okay, so the following moves have... I don't know why I keep resetting instead of just setting the meter to maximum. Excuse me. Let's see. North Knuckle. Follow-up deals extra damage and will wall bounce. And that, yeah, from mid-screen is insane. Re-entry performs a new type of kick. Oh, so you just have an actual dive kick now when you're in... Wow, so it's an over... Okay, so this is an actual overhead. And it's a combo starter. Wow. That's really interesting, actually. That's really interesting. So that just gives her an actual TK overhead. Like, she just actually has, like, an instant overhead. And finally, Destruction Pillar can be used in the air, so that's DP. it can be used in the air and will always knock down. Oh, I see. Oh. So she has actual DP loops because her DP always does that fucked up ass juggle state as long as you connect it as an attack. Okay, that's really cool. Photo Bop can be used at any time, which is her level. Okay, so they literally just gave her. Oh lord. So you can now just use Annie's level 5 at any time. You don't have to be in star power. So it's her taunt input, except you press 2 punches. Okay. That's pretty cool. And it deals more damage. And they added a visual camera flash to show you when the actual hit of the super lands. Yeah. That's fun. I like that. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're still not done with Annie. This is the longest part of the patch notes. Others adjusted the hurt box on Crouch Light Punch. Yeah, this had a notoriously fucked up hitbox. Destruction Pillar, so DP. When blocked as an assist, Annie will stop moving forward to ensure that she lands in front of the opponent. So if we go back to mid-screen, and we force her to block. Yeah, okay, so that makes sense. It'll always stay on one side. Once Annie is airborne, her hitbox size is reduced. So it's harder to anti-air with this assist. And finally, damage tuning. Crouching Heavy Punch deals 1,000 damage, down from 1,200. Crouch Light Punch went from dealing 300 per to 150 per if you do the full chain. Jump Heavy Punch does 750, down from 875. Jump Medium Punch went from dealing 280? 250 a tick to 180 per tick. Jump Forward Heavy Punch. So Andromeda deals 1,100 instead of 1,300. Standing Heavy Kick does less damage, 200 less damage, 950 to 750. Standing Medium Kick went from 400 damage, 500 damage to 400, 300 damage. Standing Light Kick does 100, 100, 200 instead of 200, 200, 300. Stand Light Punch went from doing 300 per to 300, 200. And Heavy Destruction Pillar does 100 less damage. Meteor Strike, when used as a DHC, which Meteor Strike is... the Gigan Arm. The scaling of the combo is set to 50% instead of 70%. And then if Annie has used all 3 re-entry kicks in a combo, the next time you use a re-entry kick, it'll be the first one instead of the garbage one. So... oh my god. So if we start a combo with this... so yeah, you get... So I could see, yeah. So you just go straight through them, so you hit the ground, so you can start combos. Tweaked palette 7 and palette 30 colors to be consistent with the other Annie palettes, and tweaked the star colors. So yeah, every palette has unique star power colors. This one has the purple stars. That's so cool. And it appears that's about it. So Annie got like fully reworked. They reworked Annie for like the 8th time. Marie got some bug fixes and some like hitbox adjustments. Some new visual effects, and that's pretty much it. According to the patch notes, and I'm just going to read this now because people like to ask in the comments, and again, I don't work for Lab Zero, Hidden Variable, Autumn Games, so I don't know. I'm a player just like you guys, but I can offer for now, according to the patch notes, Marie will be released on all systems simultaneously, according to the patch notes. Where is it? We're aiming to release Marie in Q1 of 2024, and full release will come with Marie, new stages, plural, story mode for Marie, final Marie balance patch, all 30 of her color palettes, her character tutorial, and Marie is going to get an alternate voice pack. Story mode, all of the Season 1 story modes are going to be updated with voice acting in an independent update that will come later. And the explanation they give for this is because they need to get the full voice cast together, because there are a lot of characters that haven't been in the studio for a while that they have to get back together. And yeah, that's about it. This was a decently long Skullgirls patch notes video, but it's kind of fitting because it's the first update of substance, like the first update that added a lot of new shit in a while. But yeah, I think it's cool that Annie got reworked again. I'm gonna have to relearn the game a little bit, but that's fine. With all that out of the way, I hope you guys like what you saw. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. This is me, Azazel the Basement Dweller. And I'll see you guys next time Skullgirls gets an update. Or, you know, once my finals are done and I can start making videos again. Take care, everybody. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Bye-bye.